Welcome to Café Delites, where spooky meets spectacular. This Halloween, we've brewed up 7 hauntingly good recipes that'll make your party table the talk of the night. From our bloody roasted red pepper dip and witch finger grissini, to sweet pumpkin breads, ghostly meringues, and monster cake pops, every bite is a little bit scary and a whole lot delicious. And the best part? In this video, we'll show you exactly how to make each one step by step so you can recreate the entire Halloween feast at home. So grab your apron, cue the eerie music, and let's get cooking. Don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss a recipe from Café Delites, where every dish has a little magic. We're keeping things spooky but tasty this Halloween. Our bloody dip is creamy, smoky, and so good it might just disappear before the ghosts arrive. Let's start by dicing 1 red capsicum. This is where that bright, bloody color begins. While we finish dicing the capsicum, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We've got more spooky Halloween recipes coming your way. Once that's ready, heat a tablespoon of olive oil in your pan over medium-high heat. In goes the diced capsicum and 20 cherry tomatoes. Then we're layering in the flavor. 1½ tablespoons of smoked paprika, 1½ of onion powder, 2 teaspoons of Italian herbs, 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and a handful of walnuts for richness. Next, add 1 tablespoon of garlic paste to bring everything together. Sauté for about 5 minutes until it softens and smells beautifully smoky. Now stir in a tablespoon of tomato paste, 1/2 cup of water, and season with salt and pepper. Let that simmer for another 5 minutes until it thickens and all the flavors come together. Once everything's softened and the sauce thickens slightly, crumble in 1/2 cup of feta cheese right into the pan. This will make it extra creamy and rich. Stir until the feta melts through the sauce. Then carefully transfer everything to a blender. Add a few drops of red food coloring to really bring that bloody look to life, and blend until perfectly smooth and velvety. Pour into your serving bowl, chill it in the fridge, and it's ready to go. The perfect Halloween dip. Creamy, smoky, and just the right kind of creepy. And don't go anywhere. Our witch finger grissini is coming next, and it pairs perfectly with this bloody dip. Stay tuned. These crispy, spooky witch finger grissini are the perfect Halloween snack. Crunchy, cheesy, and a little creepy. And they pair perfectly with our bloody dip. Start by adding 1 egg, 3 tablespoons plus 1 teaspoon of milk, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil into a large bowl. Season with 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, then whisk everything together until smooth. Now add 2/3 cup, 70 grams of grated cheese. You can use Parmesan, Emmental or Comté, whichever you prefer. Then add 1 cup of flour, 1/3 cup of cornstarch and 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Mix until a soft dough starts to form. Then transfer it onto your work surface to bring everything together. Once the dough is smooth, divide it up and roll each piece into thin finger shapes, about 12 centimeters long and 1 centimeter thick. Roll 3/4 of each finger in black sesame seeds to give them that perfect creepy texture. For the fingernails, press on a sliced almond at the tip of each finger. Then mix 1 egg yolk with a drop of red or green food coloring and use a pastry brush to paint those nails. It gives the ultimate witchy look. Place the fingers on a parchment-lined baking tray and bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 180 degrees Celsius, for about 20 minutes until they're lightly golden and firm. And that's it! Your witch finger grissini are ready, crunchy, cheesy, and just the right amount of spooky. Perfect for dipping into our bloody dip. If you haven't seen that one yet, it's coming up next. So make sure you're subscribed. We've got more Halloween treats creeping your way. It's Halloween week. We're sharing 6 spooky recipes, one every day, so don't miss a single one. Today, we're starting with the cutest of them all, Swiss meringue ghosts. Light, crispy, and melt in your mouth. In a heat-proof bowl, combine 2 large egg whites, about 60 grams. With 1 cup of powdered sugar, 120 grams. Place the bowl over gently simmering water, double boiler style, and whisk constantly until the sugar dissolves and the mixture reaches 130 degrees Fahrenheit. Remove from the heat, then beat on high speed until the mixture cools completely and forms stiff, glossy peaks, what bakers call the bird's beak stage. Transfer the meringue into a piping bag fitted with a round tip. We're making 2 shapes today, some spooky little ghosts and a few bones to go with them. On 1 parchment-lined tray, pipe the bone shapes, simple straight lines with a round end on each side. Then, on another tray, pipe your ghosts by stacking 3 small mounds of meringue on top of each other. Press in 2 chocolate chips for eyes, and they're ready to haunt your oven. Preheat the oven to 195 degrees Fahrenheit. Bake the bones for 1.5 hours and the ghosts for 2.5 hours, opening the door every 20 minutes to release steam. They're done when they lift off the parchment easily and feel dry to the touch. Let them cool completely before removing from the tray. Crispy, sweet, and hauntingly cute. The perfect Halloween treat. These cute little pumpkin breads are soft, fluffy, and filled with chocolate. Perfect for Halloween. Let's get started and make these adorable mini pumpkins come to life. Start by warming 1/2 cup of milk, just until it's lukewarm, not hot. Add in 2 teaspoons of instant dry yeast and stir until completely dissolved. In a small bowl, beat 1 egg. We'll use only half of it in the dough and keep the other half aside for the egg wash later. In a large bowl, combine 1/2 cup plus 1 tablespoon of pumpkin puree, 3 tablespoons of melted butter, and half of a beaten egg. We'll save the other half for the egg wash later. Pour in the milk and yeast mixture, then add 1/4 cup of sugar and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Give everything a good mix until combined. Now add 2½ cups of all-purpose flour and stir until a soft dough starts to form. Cover the dough and let it rest for about 15 minutes. Then transfer it to a floured surface and knead for around 10 minutes. It'll feel a bit sticky at first, but just keep going until it's smooth and elastic. Place the dough in a clean bowl, cover it again, and let it rise for 1 hour, or until it's doubled in size. Once risen, deflate the dough gently and divide it into 10 equal pieces, about 55 grams each. Flatten each piece slightly and place 1 small square of dark chocolate in the center. Seal and roll it into a smooth ball. Now, place each ball in the center of a long piece of kitchen twine and wrap it around to form 8 little pumpkin-like sections. Arrange them on a baking tray lined with parchment paper, cover, and let them rise again for 30 minutes. Brush the tops with the remaining half of the beaten egg and bake at 180 degrees Celsius, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, for 20 minutes or until they're beautifully golden. Once cooled, gently remove the strings. Add a little green fondant stem on top, a red fondant foot underneath, and finish with a pair of candy eyes to bring your pumpkins to life. And there you have it, the cutest pumpkin breads ever. Soft, fluffy, and hiding a little chocolate surprise inside. Perfect for your spooky table this Halloween. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more fun Halloween bakes and stay tuned. This Halloween, we're baking something spooky, sweet, and just a little bit bloody. Our bloody raspberry muffins, perfectly soft vanilla muffins filled with raspberry blood, topped with whipped cream and edible broken glass. Into a small saucepan, add 1/3 cup or 65 grams of granulated sugar and 1 1/4 cups or 300 grams of frozen raspberries, and cook over medium heat for around 5 to 8 minutes until the raspberries break down and turn into a rich, vibrant coulis. Once it's smooth, pour 2/3 of it into small silicone molds or an ice tray. Pop them in the freezer for at least 1 hour and keep the rest in the fridge to drizzle later for that perfect bloody finish. While our raspberry filling chills, don't forget to hit subscribe. We've got more Halloween treats coming your way that you won't want to miss. Now let's make our muffin batter. Crack 2 large eggs into a large bowl and whisk together with 1 cup or 200 grams of sugar until light and foamy. Add 7 tablespoons or 100 grams of softened butter and whisk again until smooth and creamy. In another bowl, combine 2 3/4 cups or 350 grams of all-purpose flour with 2 teaspoons or 8 grams of baking powder. Now alternate between adding the flour mixture and 3/4 cup or 200 milliliters of milk into the egg mixture. Mix gently until the batter is smooth and thick. Line your muffin tray and fill each liner halfway with batter. Take one of those frozen raspberry inserts and place it right in the center of each muffin. This will create that bloody surprise when you bite into it. Cover with a little more batter, filling each about 3/4 full. Bake at 425 degrees Fahrenheit or 220 degrees Celsius for about 15 minutes until golden. Then let them cool completely before decorating. Now for our spooky topping. In a chilled bowl, pour 1 1/4 cups or 300 milliliters of heavy cream and whip until it starts to thicken. Add 1 1/2 tablespoons of powdered sugar, 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 1/4 teaspoon of red food coloring for that soft pink bloody hue. Whip again until you get stiff peaks. Transfer the cream into a piping bag with a fluted tip and keep it in the fridge until ready to use. Next, let's make our edible broken glass. In a small saucepan, melt 1/2 cup or 100 grams of sugar over medium heat. Don't stir, just let it dissolve and turn golden. Once melted, stir in 1/8 teaspoon of red food coloring, pour it onto a silicone mat and spread it thin. Now it's time to assemble. Pipe the whipped cream over each cooled muffin, drizzle the remaining raspberry coulis on top for that dramatic bloody look, and finish with shards of red caramel glass. And there you have it, bloody raspberry muffins, soft inside, sweet outside, and perfectly creepy for your Halloween table. For even more spooky fun, stay tuned. And to make it even creepier, we added a few meringue bones on top, made from the same fluffy meringue as our meringue ghosts. If you haven't seen that one yet, check it out next. It's the perfect sweet companion to these bloody muffins. Get ready for something spooky sweet. These red velvet monster cake pops are soft, moist, and coated in silky chocolate. Perfect for Halloween or any fun celebration. In a large bowl, beat together 60 grams of softened butter and 85 grams of caster sugar until pale and fluffy. Add 2 large eggs, one at a time, beating well after each. In a smaller bowl, whisk together 2 tablespoons plus 1 teaspoon of oil, 1 teaspoon of cocoa powder, 2 tablespoons of red food coloring, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract until smooth. Stir that into the creamed butter mixture. In another bowl, sift together 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/2 teaspoon baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon salt. Add half of the dry ingredients and half of the 1/2 cup buttermilk, mixing gently. Then add the remaining half of each and mix until just smooth. Pour into your prepared pan and bake for 25 to 30 minutes or until a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. Let the cake cool completely on a wire rack. It's important that it's cool before moving on. In a medium bowl, beat 75 grams of softened butter with a pinch of salt until creamy, about 1 minute. Gradually add 250 grams of powdered sugar and keep beating until light and fluffy. Mix in half a teaspoon vanilla extract, then slowly pour in 5 tablespoons of heavy cream while beating. Keep mixing until the frosting is smooth, airy, and pipeable. Form the cake pops. Once the cake has cooled, crumble it up with your hands or a fork into fine crumbs. Add the frosting, 1 spoonful at a time, and mix until the texture holds together when pressed, like soft cookie dough. Roll the mixture into 15 even balls and place them on a tray. Insert a cake pop stick into each one, then chill in the fridge for about 30 to 60 minutes until firm. Now it's time to turn these cake pops into chocolate mummies. Dip each one into melted dark chocolate, coating completely. Gently tap off the excess and stand them upright to set just a little. Once the dark chocolate starts to firm up, melt some white chocolate and add it to a piping bag. Drizzle it back and forth to create those fun, messy mummy bandages. Let them rest until the chocolate is completely set. For our next 2 monsters, we're using white chocolate dyed with food colouring. Add a few drops of green colouring to make your Frankenstein pops and blue colouring for our cute blue monster. Dip each cake pop into the coloured chocolate, making sure they're evenly coated. You can decorate them however you like. Add little eyes, sprinkles, or even drizzle on more chocolate for extra texture. And there you have it, our red velvet monster cake pops. They're perfect for Halloween parties. If you love this recipe, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and let us know which monster was your favorite down in the comments. The ultimate Halloween centerpiece. Rich, fluffy chocolate chiffon cake layered with whipped ganache and topped with a creepy cute chocolate spiderweb. Prep time takes a little patience, but the result is so worth it. Start with the chocolate ganache. In a heat-proof bowl, add 13 ounces, 370 grams of chopped dark chocolate. Pour in 2 cups, 500 grams of hot heavy cream, a little at a time, stirring after each addition until the chocolate melts completely and everything comes together smooth and glossy. Once it's combined, set aside a small portion, about a 1/4 cup, for the spider body we'll make later. The rest gets covered with plastic wrap, touching the surface, and chilled for at least 2 hours until thick and whipped cream consistency. Now for the cake. Separate 4 large eggs, placing yolks in one bowl and whites in another. To the yolks, add 1/2 cup plus 3 tablespoons of sugar and whisk until creamy. Next, in another bowl, combine the dry ingredients, 1½ cups of all-purpose flour, a 1/4 cup cocoa powder, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 1½ teaspoons baking powder, around 7 grams, and 3 tablespoons sugar, 40 grams. Mix everything well, then set aside. Separate 4 egg yolks into a bowl. Add 1/3 cup plus 1 tablespoon of milk, about 94 grams, and whisk until smooth. While whisking, stream in 1/4 cup neutral oil, about 60 grams, and whisk again until the yolk mixture is fully combined and glossy. Now pour this wet mixture into the bowl with the dry ingredients, the flour, cocoa, baking powder, salt, and sugar, and stir gently until everything comes together into a smooth batter. Next, whisk the egg whites until soft peaks form. Beat until stiff and glossy. Fold the whites gently into the chocolate batter, a little at a time. until the mixture is light and airy. Pour the batter into 2 different pans, one large pan for the main cake, and a small one that will become our spider on top. Bake both at 300 degrees Fahrenheit, 150 degrees Celsius. The small one for about 40 minutes and the large one for 1 hour and 45 minutes. Once baked, let them cool completely. Now, to make the spider body, take the small cake, crumble it into a bowl, and mix it with the ganache you saved earlier until it sticks together. Shape into a body and a head, then roll in chocolate sprinkles for that hairy spider look. Set it aside to chill while we assemble the cake. Once the ganache has chilled and thickened, whip it until light, fluffy, and spreadable. Slice the big cake in half horizontally. Spread a generous layer of whipped ganache in the middle, then cover the entire cake with more ganache until smooth. For the spider web, place about 6 large white marshmallows in the microwave for 30 seconds until soft and stretchy. Pull them apart with your fingers and stretch the strands all around the cake to create a sticky, spooky web. Place your chocolate spider on top, insert 8 pocky sticks, 4 on each side, to make the legs, and finish with red and black fondant eyes. And there it is, your chocolate spider layer cake, fluffy cocoa chiffon, rich chocolate ganache, and a creepy cute finish, perfect for Halloween. And that's our full Halloween spread. 7 recipes, 1 unforgettable table. If you loved it, give this video a thumbs up and tell us in the comments which recipe you'll be making first. Subscribe for more festive ideas and have a deliciously spooky Halloween.